The Pod in Politics, a podcast.
Yo, let me tell y'all about it. Welcome to the Pot and Politics podcast. I'm your host. I smoke weed. So let's get to the shits. We will start off today. Well, who wants to start actually? You know what I'm saying? We can talk about the rallies that took place last week because they were pretty, they were pretty intense, I think. I want to start off by saying this is supposed to be America. And I'm still trying to stay on the whole this is America thing and this is how we do shit, right? But I had a fat, jolly looking fucker, and I can call him fat because I'm fat as fuck myself. So excuse my language. I'm sorry. All right, listen.
Catch him up on that.
We're gonna start not cursing so much.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
It ain't gonna work so great.
Just throws them out.
I mean, but we gonna try. We gonna buy into this shit for me. See, there I go again. All right, we gonna buy into this thing. But all right, listen. So I had this fat dude, not so jolly though. And I'm, just chilling at the protest, trying to see what's going on, trying to smoke my weed. And this man rides slow enough and puts his window down to tell me Trump's my daddy.
Oh my God.
It's your daddy.
And he kept saying it. And at first I'm like, who's he talking to? And he was talking to me. He was talking to your wife, Christian. And he was talking to Christian's wife.
Oh yeah, Jennifer lived.
I'm 45 years old.
Do you need a daddy?
Terry Waters is my
I
father.
know who he did. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's a bad motherfucker. So I don't think Terry would have appreciated that shit.
Want to call him daddy. Like, that's
What?
a weird thing.
And why me? Like, I wasn't even saying nothing to this prick. I
Right?
was just minding my business, talking to your wife, trying to make her smoke my weed in public. And then he said that Trump was my daddy. Now, I did get disrespectful, y'all. Let me tell y'all. Because, see, at first, once I realized that he was talking to me and then he had to slow down so he couldn't just drive away, I let him know that his wife had some amazing inside of the mouth skin.
Found out in a trolley and she's the fat.
My wife commented his weight to him.
That was even better.
It's your daddy, you fat, blah, blah, blah.
That was great.
Cussing.
That was great. I mean, she's awesome.
Oh, she
She is like,
She
she
loved-
borderline kick your ass.
He loved he pulled up. Are you kidding me?
You did.
That's a great response.
Ian can't be with us today. He's in Richmond and in a birthday celebration. So we have him via FaceTime. It's our first time doing that, so bear with us
Yeah.
and
Hope this
hopefully
shit
this will
works.
work out and you can hear him, even though you can't see him. So yeah, that's the catch up on that. But yeah, that rally was fun, man. It was a good time. There was a
Yeah.
great turnout, by the way. This is the one in Stanton, the protest being
Yeah.
Klein and his alignment with the Nazi Reich. So the Fifth Reich, Sixth Reich, whatever, 47th Reich.
Right.
I was myself. I was proud to see people just come together as
Yeah.
people.
It was
Um,
fun. It was really fun.
And
It
Village
was.
Day on a Tuesday,
and-
.
And at first, because I wasn't even there, then I'm like, you know what? My friends is there. Let me just go see what's happening. And then I pulled up. This dude's got a big ass cowboy hat on. I mean, it was. You had
I dressed farmer.
yeah, he had the farmer hat on and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, with the overalls and whatnot. And it was just all kinds of people out there. And, you had both kinds. People was driving through, some were supporting it,
Mm-hmm.
others weren't.
Mm-hmm.
Most were respectful about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have social media. I don't know about y'all, okay, but the news leader, they didn't have me blocked for like 2-3 years now on Facebook, so I can't never see none of that stuff. WHSV, I just shut up so I can continue to see the things that I'm seeing. And for this to be America, man, and the things that people
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
about people, flexing their amendment rights to
Right.
go.
Right.
Don't read the comments.
Dude,
That's the
I
best
read the
advice
comments,
I've ever
man.
got. Don't read the
I learned that a
comments.
long time ago. I started reading the comments. I'm going down a rabbit hole. Next thing I know, I lost 3 hours of my life arguing with somebody that
You'll never.
Doesn't
I'll
matter.
never see and that would never say the stuff that they saying
Oh, never.
on social media to my face.
Never.
But I mean,
I can tell you ain't gonna run fast enough.
You might see beautifully
It's
more.
like, I guess so
Y'all are.
disheartening is like sometimes you think these people that are commenting in the sections are just like bots or like people that live somewhere else. Who cares?
Nah, these
No.
people
But
live
you
right
check
here.
on their profile and
They're
you're like,
neighbors.
oh my God, they're our neighbors. We have friends in common. You know, I was fighting with this guy on social media and he said something awful to me that I needed to go home and shave my armpits. And I clicked on his profile and he was friends with, we had 93 friends in common. So here's this guy portraying very awful things on Facebook and in social media and comment sections, but I would think my friends are pretty reputable, nice people. They're friends with him. So it's like, you know, these people hide behind their computers. And like you said, you know, they're not going to say these things to your face in Kroger or, you know, when you're out, you know, see them out at a bar. But they're saying that shit behind their computers, you know, and that's what's scary is that these folks live among us and have these beliefs. You know, have no problem that Elon has our social security numbers and has no problem that Elon is mass firing people. Like, there's people in these comment sections that are saying, yeah, we totally support this. And that's shocking that our neighbors are turning their backs on, you know, they might not be our neighbors here in Augusta County or Waynesboro, but they're our neighbors in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean-
neighbors in the sense that we're all humans.
I read the comments and whatnot on the protest that happened in Harrisonburg, and most of these people who were interacting were from a range from Winchester to Harrisonburg.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Stanton.
that's-
You know what I
that's a
mean?
belt,
Like they
yeah,
were
that's a-
locals.
that's-
They were local.
Yeah.
That's a belt of red right there. There ain't no doubt about that.
It's just, it's
But
it's sickening.
I do love that we did the protest. I love that people got out there. I was surprised by the you know, it's a lot of old white folks, and that's
Uh-huh.
great, man. That's
Right.
what we need, you know.
Right.
It takes all of us to be out there.
Well, and what was
And,
cool about Tuesday is that there was protest in Winchester. So they had about 200, 250 up there. We had about 150, 200 in Stanton. They had a protest in Harrisonburg with about 250 people. So
Great
think of,
collective. Yeah,
in
it's
just
numbers.
2 hours on a Tuesday,
On a Tuesday midday, because that's
what,
the thing. is
700 people protesting? How
And this was the best one though. This was the top comment that I kept reading. Basically trying to make us like we were the way we were because we were unemployed people. Like if they had a job, they wouldn't have time to be there. Like
Right, right.
really?
No, we take
Elon just
priority.
fired us.
We take priority. And then I saw also the paid protester comment as always.
Right.
I wish I was paid for it.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd have had a fancier sign.
You know, yeah, it would have been pretty. Yeah, I'd at least had a sign.
I didn't know it was either.
Chris, you were just talking about the paid decline to give the last town hall date or meeting that Ben Klein has ever had. I mean, they just literally will not provide any information to anyone asking questions.
They're hiding it. They're hiding
Yep.
everything now.
Yep.
See, he's the most chicken shit representative that ever lived.
Yeah.
I mean, and I say it again. I didn't see a lot of comments of people making lists last week of what. they're
Yeah,
talking about.
exactly.
But I'm still waiting on those lists. Other than of course, making the pregnant woman get chained down while she
Right.
had a baby. I haven't heard anything else. So guys, yeah, please put that in the comments. List what he's done because other than just hide constantly.
Well, and
and
to
other
know that
things.
he's just cowtailing to Trump and to Elon, you know, he's not.
He's really hard on his
He
constituents.
could
man.
be
He's
a better
hard. He
representative.
does not represent all of us, and he's not afraid to say it.
Right,
I
yep,
don't represent
yes,
you.
yep.
You are fucked until I'm
Right.
gone.
You do not
But,
matter to
you know,
me.
we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on getting you pushed out, and we're gonna put someone in there that has much more love for the community and Virginia than you ever have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So who are our choices so far that we have that's lined up to face them?
Jennifer Lewis?
Well, no. So
Well, I mean, we ain't got her over the hump yet, but
his election's not until next year, anyways. So we have to get through this election first. But we do have the Ken Mitchell, who ran last year, is planning on running again. So
Yeah,
you know,
not a
and
guy
Ken
who's
Mitchell.
lost who doesn't represent all
And
of
Ken
us.
Mitchell
He's,
is a good guy. He's a veteran, small business owner, farmer. You know, he's on paper. Republicans should be able to support a guy like that. You know,
he doesn't have an.
well, I mean, see,
doesn't
but
have
you
enough.
saying that right there on paper, Republicans should have supported you, but here we are.
right, right.
So I'm not really so far. I'm not. Hell, on paper, there's no way Donald Trump should have got elected.
Right.
No.
Yeah, but the thing is on you got to look at if you say Trump or anybody else that has his views, their views are so far outside of the norm, and they've made it normal to say the stuff that they said. So people that think that way behind closed doors now
Now
they feel like they have a voice.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, they can rock with them like
Yeah.
that. But yeah,
Speaking of Trump, how about the State of the Union? Y'all want to go on to that topic? The State of the Union. How was that for you? That was quite a clown show.
Was it?
It was ugly.
Follow
Was
the
it?
Wasn't it the longest
Lies.
longest State of the Union?
And
Yeah.
the way they did my man Al Green, but you know what?
Right.
I'm gonna say this though, and even like again, I'm gonna say I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, but some of the Democrats that was pissed off at my man Al, like yo,
Uh-huh.
got his money's worth.
Uh-huh.
How long has Al Green been around? Do you know? Do you got
I have
anybody
no
got the numbers?
idea. I have no
Because
idea.
I have no idea either.
Yeah.
But I know he's been chill
Yep.
and he got his shit
Right,
off.
yeah.
Like that's what I would say. They might have got rid of him up out of there, but he got his money's worth before he
But
rolled up out of there.
I think that's what a lot of people are yearning for, is for more Democrats to step up and start screaming and fighting back. Like,
That's what we want. I mean,
you
we
know-
definitely don't want the ones censored by our own team.
Right.
Let me go ahead and name these guys off because they need to be named. This is ridiculous. Amy Barra of California, Ed Case of Hawaii, Jim Costa of California, Lauren Gillen of New York, Mary Glausenkamp Perez from Washington, Jim Hines from Connecticut, Chris Houlihan from Pennsylvania, really Chrissy Houlihan, really? Macy Captor of Ohio, Jed Moskowitz of Florida, and Tom Souza of New York, which also surprises me.
wait,
You guys really? Really? You're going to vote to censor this man, one of the oldest sitting, hardest working? It's ridiculous that you basically sided with MAGA on that. I don't
Yes.
get it. I'll never understand it. And we should primary the shit out of every single one of them.
just don't understand why they don't have more of a backbone to just, if the Republicans aren't going to follow the rules, then the rules don't exist anymore.
Yeah, like I mean that, and if they're still talking that, I love Michelle, y'all know I do.
Uh-huh.
But if y'all still on this, they go low, we go high. Yo, we already at
And
the
I mean,
bottom.
That's the biggest problem that the
Nah.
Democrats have anyway, is because they ain't got any dogs out there that's actually biting. Like, you don't even bark, let alone bite. You just,
Dude, why don't we censor Major Taylor Greene? Why aren't we censoring
Yeah,
Bobart? Why
I
are we
mean-
moving to censor these people who basically just defecate on
Right.
our house floor every time they're
Right.
on it?
I mean, Margie Taylor Greene definitely needs to be
She's
censored.
rough,
It's just
dog.
like
rough.
100%. Has been since
nasty.
day one.
MAGA hat on
She's
the
just a
damn
nasty.
floor.
But
Talking
you know
about,
what? Have you
She's
Jasmine
like,
Crockett be getting in that ass,
she's
though.
like number 3rd on my list now. She's like right under,
Yeah.
the marriage of those two fools in the White House. I'm gonna call them just. I can't say I hate one more than the
Yeah.
other. So they're just
We're
like,
not going to act like Jasmine Crockett didn't call Donald Trump damn Elon's hoe.
yes,
we should do a Jasmine Crockett show just on her, man.
seen Bernie Sanders rallies? He's going to like Wisconsin.
Yeah.
He's having standing room in one building. They had to go to a next building and a next building.
Damn.
He had
Bernie's
three.
the
man.
I've
He-
been, we've all
The
known this
fact
for a
that
very
Bernie
long time.
is not even an elected representative in Wisconsin and is going out there when he's
In
80 years
Wisconsin.
old and getting hundreds of thousands of people to show up, and he's doing this night after night after night. So he might not be a Democrat, but
Right.
he is out there pushing against this MAGA overtake and overreach.
No, he's
and
a
so
socialist. And you guys have been poisoned on that word when socialism
Right.
means caring about people. It means
having empathy.
It means having the system provide. It
Right.
means things not falling apart.
Exactly.
And even more so a democratic socialist.
A
Right.
democratic socialist, exactly. Not a. Anyway,
Hey, if y'all can hear me all right, I just
yeah, we hear you good. We can hear you.
some of them went on during this speech. We know it was an hour and 40 minutes of live, but just touching on some of the big things that he just loved to exaggerate and try to get his base to believe. He's claimed that Doge has found hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud. The reality is that the paperwork that they actually looked at from Doge only has accounted for $8 billion in fraud. Even that is here nor there. We really don't know what they're counting for.
Right.
That just shows you how he increases the numbers on everything. Same thing going after Social Security, which is a hot topic because in the end, Project 2025 said that they were going to come after it, and that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But this narrative to try to sow doubt within the agency, that there's let's see if I can get the exact number. Said basically claims a large number of people over 120 years old receive Social Security benefits illegally. That's been completely debunked. I mean, it's not even close the reality is that the oldest person in the United States is 116 years old, and that less than 1% of the entire trillions of dollars in Social Security was seen as fraud by the Inspector General. So again, I mean, we're just talking about lies.
Right.
One other one I'll just throw out there is he claims, we're going back to the autism thing. He claims that it went from 1 in 100,000 children to 1 in 36 children. Again, just complete exaggeration and lies of the numbers. So, he's trying to undermine every agency of the government and sow doubt so that his base will fall for this and that they continue with this Project 2025.
Yep.
Well, it's time to call some bullshit out. And luckily, we do have enough people out there making it be known how much, all of this is false.
It's so hard to keep up, It's so hard to keep up. He comes so fast and hard with it. And fact checking becomes like a full-time job at that point.
Right.
Well, the thing is like he knows his base isn't going to go fact check what he says because they take what he says as gospel, and for the most part, like, where would you even go to look for the information that he's saying anyway? Like,
Exactly.
and because the thing is they're going to say, oh, well, that's the Democrats saying, I'm saying this, and it's fake news.
Right.
You're never going to be able to convince somebody that is following Trump that what he said was a lie. Not to mention half of the daggone money that Doge claims that they found was from the Reagan administration, was from shit that happened then. So if you're not cutting stuff that's relevant now, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can add up any type of numbers you want. Like, show us the actual money, because you're ending programs that were ended 60 years ago.
That's exactly right.
So, yeah.
I want to see the paperwork. I don't want to see these numbers that they're coming up with. I want to see the paperwork. I want to see the paper trail of proving how you're saving this money. Because right now, all you're saving money on is firing a bunch of people and not hiring their replacements.
Right.
Like, that's how they're going to save money.
Exactly. That's all they're doing.
It seems no rhyme or reason. They're firing them and then rehiring because they know they messed up. They're just like, let's clean it out, see where it's throwing shit against.
And I mean, then you're firing departments that are already strapped for people anyway.
Right.
Like, take the VA, for instance.
Yeah.
You fire 83,000 VA employees. Here I am. I filed my VA claim a year ago, and it's still sitting on step 3 of 8 from the last damn year. It's still sitting there.
My father's a Vietnam vet waiting on those things.
Yeah,
I hate to tell you, man, that under its current situation, and now it's understaffed. My dad had his best 2 therapists that when you have Alzheimer's, when you find a therapist that works and you're familiar with them, you keep them. Both of them jerked away because they were under 2-year employees last week.
Yeah.
And the rest of them were sitting there waiting. And that my dad can't get refamiliarized with another rehab person. It sucks. I'm so mad, man. I'm so mad. My mom's mad. My dad unfortunately doesn't have the capacity to be mad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man, the veteran thing, I just don't get it. How do we have so much military pride and just continue to fuck you guys as soon as you're done, as soon as you step off that plane back on to America?
And the thing is like it's like they feel like the average American that joins the military or is military joined in age isn't going to see this, because if you're not taking care of your veterans,
Who's going to join?
why the hell would I want to join and become a veteran?
And now it's clearer than ever. I don't think that works anymore.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. But look, I know y'all into it, but we need to take a break.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna take a break.
we'll be back with the strain of the week after this. Yo, tell y'all about it. Welcome back to the Pot and Politics Podcast. It's that time of the day again where, it's time to talk about the strain of the week. So I'm just going to let Christian do what he does.
All right. We got another cookie strain this week, man. They just keep coming. This one is Sweet Tea. It's a sativa, and I can speak that it is definitely a sativa. I'll read a little bit about it. It's a hybrid strain, sativa dominant hybrid strain bred by Cookies and Seed Junkies. Sweet Tea is named after its intensely sweet flavor profile that tastes similar to floral jasmine tea and sugared oranges. Upon exhaling, you'll experience a woody aroma that helps cut the sharpness of citrus. Smoking the strain will deliver a strong head high, but will eventually give way to a calming sensation that melts through your body. Sweet Tea comes in Small round nugs that are bright green with spots of yellow and vivid orange hairs. Medical marijuana patients choose the strain for its ability to relieve symptoms associated with chronic depression and anxiety.
Ooh.
I'm not anxious.
Energetic, uplifted, focused. I can speak for that. I'm definitely focused and not in the couch. I'm at the edge of my seat.
Man, we about to be because we mixing some shit up right now.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm a little squirrely. I'm a little squirrely. I can feel it in my eyes. I'm high. It's great. I like the taste of it a lot. The nose, right?
I love
Quite
the taste.
there, but
Yeah.
it tastes great.
Yeah,
It's
I-
healthy.
yeah. I love the taste.
It tastes great.
It tastes great. It's a good high when it comes in. Like I say, I gotta stop doing this shit before I get over here with y'all and be clear eyed when I get here.
It's
which is
hard.
hard. It's
It's
hard
hard,
to do.
yeah.
When you're a stoner.
Yeah, it's hard to do. But I will say though that amongst everything that I had smoked and I was kind of coming down, so I can definitely feel it. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's in your face. It's in your face real good.
Is your mouth dry? My mouth.
Yeah, man. It's got that cotton mouth with it.
Now
Speaking
I'm
of which,
getting cotton mouth.
I think we need to get somebody on Munchies. We need to order some shit up in here. I'm paying. It don't matter. Yeah, let's get some Munchies up in here. What you think?
What I find is interesting is having you read the descriptions. I work part time at a winery, and a lot of it is similar to like wine tasting. So
That's
like,
dope.
when you go wine tasting, you're like, here's this Cab Franc, aged in, concrete, so you're gonna get these tastes, and here's this Chardonnay, and so I like that we're getting to this place in America and hopefully in society where people are having these, tastings of marijuana versus going out and doing wine tastings. And like, really, like this makes it feel more like professional and more,
Gangier.
yeah, like, I don't know,
Gangier.
yeah, like classy. Like, it just kind of, I appreciate that kind of research and expertise that you can, quote from these for this stuff, because it brings like this kind of professionalism to it it's not just a bunch of
Like
people.
food has too.
Right,
The more
right.
elevated things we like. I mean, it definitely has reached that. We've gotten to once we stop being scared, we can actually
Right.
enjoy it and look deeper into it and see, both medically and just as enjoying it. We were doing pairings, like tasting
Uh-huh.
food, and
Uh-huh.
we do some infused meals, and we were doing infusing different strains with different foods and infusing them and pairing joints with
Right.
them. It's cool, man. It's-
Well, and to have you read that people have used it for their depression and anxiety, living in Trump's America,
immersive.
living in America, period, where so many people are depressed and anxious. Like, this is something that I hope can continue to help people, but we can expand that reach and expand, people's access, and people being willing to give that a try. That stigma is still there.
It definitely is going to find its time now, if ever. Jah provides, and it'll get us through.
It is-
Through hard
it is-
times. That's one thing about it. People drink and do narcotics
Right.
to forget.
Right,
We smoke to cope.
right,
We
Yeah,
don't want to forget
that's it. I don't
want
wanna
to
forget
want
it.
to survive it.
right.
And that's the difference. I
Yeah.
think.
And also, I don't want to, kill your vibe or nothing because we're drinking on these tasty drinks as well.
Yeah.
They're not going to help with the cotton mouth. No, they're going to make that shit worse. I just want y'all to know this because I've drank, I done drank like 6 of these joints already.
Ian doesn't have any with him, but he's been smoking it for a week. What do you think about that?
Butter put in your mouth, Sean.
Trying to kill me.
Eat some cotton candy.
Place where you can get this, and he was straight fire, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I know where we could pick it up. Yeah, man, it's a great store too. Everyone should probably check that out. But I'm not gonna cross the shit. Yeah. Anyway, though, so
Google head shop.
yeah, Google headshot. Yeah, but-
Dispensary. Google dispensary.
it's a great thing, and that's all we got on it for this week. So we'll be back.
What you rating it?
But oh man.
Oh
Says-
man, I guess I'm rating it a 10
The only
since I
stone-
forgot to rate.
Yeah, if we forgot to rate the shit, then yeah, it's definitely now. This is the thing though, because it's not stony. It's a 10, but it's not stony.
It's a little silly. It's a little silly, but it's not like I can't get shit done. Like I would go shopping, I would go to work.
I mean, I wouldn't really want to, you know.
I'd run heavy equipment on it. I would fly a plane on it. I would.
That'd be great. I would smoke this, and then I would go to AMC track and try to keep up with the old ass ladies doing laps, dog. It's not gonna happen, but I'll try.
Be fun trying.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. I challenge any of y'all to keep.
This be good protest.
Except for you. Except for your ass.
Great protest weed. I ain't gonna
There you
lie.
go.
Oh, man.
There you go. That would be a
That'd be
good one.
great.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of which, you might need to save some of that. Anyway, though, all right. So we'll be back for Little Warrior Speaks. Holla.
I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening because I don't know when you're watching this podcast. Listen to me. This is the Little Warrior coming to you from Waynesboro, Virginia. And I am excited about this podcast, and I love all those that are participating individually and collectively. I am coming to you to talk about DEI because that's the hot topic. That's the hot word right now all over the country is DEI and all this. Listen, let me get in a little closer. None of these companies have been serious about DEI. None. Especially when it comes to black folk. But I can tell you, those of you who are passionate about DEI and claiming that you really stand and support and see the advantage and all this other stuff that you all say that to jump on this bandwagon, have you put your money where your mouth is? Because DEI happens through grassroots organizations. Rise Foundation is one of the last local to the Valley grassroots organization that started in 2017 and 18, and around that time frame, 2019, around that time frame, who still exists. And we exist based on donations. And so we have been running on a shoestring budget. Well, when we run on a shoestring budget, do you know who that hurts? It hurts our children. And when we want to seriously impact diversity, equity, and inclusion, we have to impact our children so that they are on an even playing field as they go through the public school systems that you all are fighting for, as they go through life, as they go out for jobs and careers. Well, they need the training that happens as children, and that happens so effectively through RISE and through our education programs. So today, give us a donation. It can be $10. You can commit to $10 a month. You can commit to $25 a month. You all can commit to $2.50 a quarter. If you got your tax returns, y'all holler at us. Do a one-time donation. This helps to impact the work that is continuing through Rise for our children. So if you're concerned about DEI, get organizations that are really impacting diversity, equity, and inclusion, and really tackling those things and making sure that our children are taken care of. We will have the website. You can go to our website, riseorg2018.com. There is a donation link on there. Or you can write us a check or drop us by a donation. Let us know. You can get with Sean. He can always get in contact with me. Thank you all. Thank you for watching the podcast and keep enjoying it. Again, a Little Warrior Speaks.
Welcome back to the Pot and Politics podcast. I'm your host, I Smoke Weed. So we're gonna get back into this, and I'm gonna let my man Ian lead us in. We're gonna talk about this crypto thing that's happening. So and can you enlighten everyone, and get this thing heated up for me, please?
What Trump is trying to do is create a crypto reserve. And this past Friday, Ian invited a whole bunch of tech billionaires, crypto people, to the White House to start a strategy on this reserve fund. Basically, what it is, it's a dream come true for all of his oligarch donors. And the reason is, we have certain things like Strategic Petroleum Reserve and a Strategic National Stockpile. And those things actually store real assets
Right.
that the U.S. may need, and it's going to hurt. Problem is that crypto doesn't have any value to anyone except for the people that are in the markets. And the problem with crypto is that it's just inherently volatile. Number one, and number
And
two,
that federally insured.
plagued with fraudsters and criminals.
So basically, it's drugs.
Nothing more than a grift. It's nothing more than a grift. It's a Ponzi scheme. And what Trump wants to do is get taxpayers to essentially put tax dollars into this reserve in order to ultimately bail out the crypto market when it collapses, and it will collapse.
So where's the gold?
Really, even more. Yeah, what's even
In
more
Fort
certain
Knox.
is who he has in these positions. We go back to Elon Musk and his conflicts of interest, or Trump's conflicts of interest all over the board. But you got this one guy, Sachs in particular. He basically, this guy is directly invested into Bitwise, which is the owner of all 5 cryptocurrencies that would be in this reserve. So we're talking about monopoly, we're talking about inside trading, we're talking about just as corrupt as it gets. And then if you want to go on further, you got Don Jr., you got Eric, you got Barron. They all sit on a board that's called World Liberty Financial. And basically, the Securities and Exchange Commission has halted investigations into
Oh my
that
God, of course.
organization. Imagine that, right? 75 million of illegal investment was put in there. They dropped that. It's just disturbing, and it just shows again that this is nothing but a purge of the normal people in
Oh my
order
God.
to get all these cronies in, so they can all make millions. Just everybody give, I guess, their take on that corrupt story there.
Well, cryptocurrency seems like it's okay as a hobby, like as a way that everyone can just fuck around with their money. But basing anything federal, anything that needs to be reliable, seems insane. It is insane. It's just another grift, man. I don't even think Trump fully understands it. He just understands that the team around him knows how to make money off of it. And it's the new modern day snake oil shit. Your money has to be based in something. Ours is based in gold and silver and precious metals, and there's something backing every U.S. dollar.
Right.
Right. That's that's
Something a pyramid. It's truly a pyramid scheme. It's the oldest damn thing in finance. It happens again and again. Bernie Madoff spent time in prison for it. Now it's on a global scale. It's scary.
Also, keep in mind, Elon had his own crypto, which was Dogecoin.
Yeah.
So, if Trump is pushing this now,
And
Right.
Trump had
Elon's behind.
it's just a grift.
Yeah.
Right.
And the hot dog girl had one, and that should tell plenty of people what this really is.
Right.
And then you get into meme coins. It's just one thing after another.
To me, this sounds like running numbers,
Oh yeah.
It sounds like
it's
selling dough.
well,
Right.
that
sounds
that
like-
was pretty much how daggone crypto got its fame, because of Silk Road. Like, you were buying daggone.
Yeah, it invites the criminal.
Yeah,
the
you can't track
And
it,
didn't
so
he
you
just
can buy
pardon
whatever
Silk
you
Road?
want.
That's exactly what it sounds
What's
like.
that?
Didn't he pardon the
Yeah, he pardoned the guy from Silk
Silk
Road.
Road? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's,
So
I
it
mean,
just sounds to me like those 30-some felonies that he caught. Like, that's just the shit that y'all caught his ass doing. This motherfucker is... There I go again. All right. This dude is... Yo, he's such a criminal to where he's fooling people to not believe that he's a criminal.
He can't do anything but.
Right. This is what he's been doing since he was born. Like,
Yeah,
his
he's the
entire
biggest
life.
con artist out there.
Like
and
70s, 80s,
he's-
90s. We have proof of this.
And it's the thing, like, I don't want to talk about people because I want y'all to like me, but are y'all that stupid?
No, I don't want you to like me. I'm gonna talk about you and your mama. Y'all some dummies.
They dumb as dog poopy.
y'all some dumbasses.
Your parents
Plain as
Like, how dumb do you gotta be to buy into that shit? The rich people, though, I be seeing what
They
they
have
do.
a reason.
Yeah, they got
I
a
just
reason.
don't
It's to keep their
understand.
pocket fat.
I'm gonna go on.
But people like us,
I just don't understand
Get
how
'em.
you can complain about the price of eggs and support
Get
them
'em.
at the same time. It doesn't matter if you at any point in time,
Get 'em.
let the price of eggs or the price of gas come
Get
out of
'em.
your mouth, how in the hell you support Trump?
Yeah.
Because he's not. He told you on day one, him being in office, he was going to lower the price of everything.
Yeah.
Shit's went up from what I see.
Everything
I don't know
went up,
what price he was lowering,
Yep.
but he ain't lowered nothing that I'm buying.
Nope.
Gas is down, but if you
Well, yeah, but gas is getting ready to go up 40 cents a
if you
gallon.
got Russia and Saudi Arabia in your pocket, of course they will keep those fuel prices low to show that he is doing something. That is manipulated numbers. Number one, the gas price has nothing to do with production and with delivery. It's all about political power.
Yeah.
That price goes up and down with your politics, and that is it. It has nothing to
Peanut
do
butter
with
and
the
peanut.
reserves or any of that shit anymore. It used to, but not now.
You're right, but you recall exactly what that threat of the tariff on Canada did. And,
Oh, no, that's next
and nobody really knows the dependence that the Midwest has on Canada for
Right.
supply. So,
Lumber, they're about to know on lumber. I hope you
They
didn't plan
definitely
on building
about to
that deck this summer.
Oh, shit, really?
Keith, because you ain't building her this summer.
Well, I know
The
this.
price of
Price
wood
of
if you
lumber.
really-
Is it going?
That is Jack bad.
Is it going to affect the price of marijuana? That's what I need to know.
No, never does.
I always
The
spent a lot
drug
of money
trade-
there.
We all know the drug trade has the most solid. Those prices ain't changed. And
I've been paying the same
cocaine.
for
I mean, even
ounce
cocaine, even the bad stuff. I mean, a gram of cocaine has been the same price. That's
$100.
years.
$100 for
$100. I mean, not that I just know some people who knew some people.
In marijuana, the price went up a little bit, but the quality.
But the quality,
went up thousands.
yeah, see.
Yeah.
And I like to speak on that as well.
Dude, actually, the drugs is what holds
No-
the economy.
no one
up.
should be
That's
smoking
when things
horrible
are bad.
pot.
Let's be real about that.
Do you remember the outs, like how much the ABC stores did during COVID?
Dude, during the
I don't-
housing crunch
Remember-
with Obama, they said that is what saved America is the drug trade, illegal drug trade held this country up for those couple years.
That's crazy.
That is
Cause
crazy.
on paper when you say it and when I think it, like I could see why Oregon went and did the all the drugs was legal. However, I went there and that shit was a horrible idea.
Yeah, that's a bad.
That was a
Yeah.
horrible.
It's
Listen
never
to
a
me.
good idea to allow somebody to do heroin.
Mm-mm.
It's just
No.
not a good idea.
That was
I mean, I
not a good
understand that
idea.
you're trying to keep them safe by having shoot up houses and shit, but like, come on now, bro.
It wasn't a good idea at all. You know what I'm saying? At least if he was going to do it, they should have regulated how they did it. or
Right,
something.
right.
No,
Well,
I'm talking
at
about,
least if you were
go
going
to
to
the-
do it,
to the-
not only should you have regulated it, you should have came up with a formula to try to get the addicts off of the drug
Yes.
that you're
Yeah.
allowing them to legally do.
Right.
dude,
Right.
it was so bad, son. They had syringes that you shoot up with and vending machines, home.
Yeah,
Like,
That's Philly right now.
yeah.
like
That's
Kensington
Philadelphia.
Avenue.
That's Philadelphia right now. John Fetterman,
Man,
you big fat
it was-
mouth.
it
What
was-
you doing in your own state there, buddy? What you
mm.
doing in your own state?
Disappointment that man has been.
Oh my God, he is the worst.
Yeah. So, what do we got? What we got next? We got to bring it back in.
So we've crypto. We want to jump into the white supremacy in the White House.
Okay, so listen, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's take one more break,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back.
hot.
Yeah,
I can't guarantee I ain't gonna cuss on
Well,
this.
I mean, hey, listen. Anybody who stuck with us thus far can give us
I can't
a
guarantee
little bit
I'm
more.
not gonna cuss.
All right, we be back in a minute, and I'm gonna tell y'all about it. Yo, welcome back to the Pot and Politics podcast. Yeah, y'all know I smoke weed, so I'm a little bit angry right now. That's why I waited for the end of the show for this one. Black lives is always gonna matter. First, I'm gonna say that. But the fact that this piece of poopy shit, like that's one of my favorite places to go in DC. Other than like the park. And anybody who know me know in the summertime, in the next 3 weeks, I'm gonna be the hardest bastard for y'all to find unless y'all in DC. But that's one of my favorite places to go and smoke weed at in DC from like 5 to 7 p.m. You know what I'm saying? On games, it's not game nights, but just regular DC nights, 5 to 7 p.m. before you want to go down on the National Mall and smoke at the monuments and things, right? That's like one of my favorite places because it's always so bright and the street is always so clean. And believe it or not, black people that I see that, come there that's not from our area, that don't have the privilege to go and see it whenever they want to, when they do see it, and and I sit there and I look at some of these people, they're amazed with it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I was amazed with it when I first saw it.
Emotional, right?
It was emotional. I took pride in it. I think other black people, other white people, people in general, take pride in that little square.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's a little square.
Yep.
It ain't bothering nobody.
Right.
But it's bring peace for so many people.
Right.
Right? And you want to go and you want to fuck with that. And in the same week, you come out your face and start talking about Carton and Dickhead. What's his name? How you say his name?
Derek Chauvin.
Chauvin. Yeah, Chauvin. Yeah. Like
The guy who killed George
Floyd. Yeah. Now, he's got 20-some years to do state time regardless, so he's not coming home. But just the fact that
Right.
you would
That's
pardon
what
it
right.
anyway.
It's symbolic.
Right.
It's symbolic. It's in order to set off a thing that
Exactly.
they can have a reaction.
Right.
I know what it is. We all know what it is. He wants to shoot black people in the
Right.
streets.
And
He
that's
wants
gonna
to
line
shoot
us up.
in the streets.
Right.
He knows what will bring us out there
Right.
and
Yep.
put us out there as cannon fodder. Exactly.
And
And
unfortunately,
that'll do it.
Yep.
a lot of black people, a lot of other people in general, aren't even going to know or even think to sit back and know about the state time, so to know that this fucker ain't coming home
No,
anyway.
they won't know those details.
But-
it's not really getting released.
Is it that, or is it really just the smack in the face? Period. You know what I'm saying? That's going to slap in the face.
Right.
The idea was born with Nick Fuentes and then has also been rallied and carried by Elon Musk now, which is a huge surprise. The white South African oppressor.
Yeah.
It's Fuentes.
I thought it was Shapiro.
Nicholas Fuentes.
Yeah, it's Fuentes,
is,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's that's another one though. But yeah, that's I think Shapiro's he's the New York guy. I mean, so yeah, Nicholas Fuentes, 26 years old. He's a huge far right white supremacist piece of shit. He's the
26 years
biggest
old,
mouth piece of
female.
shit. If it wasn't for the internet, this is one of those guys like I was talking about last week that we would have bullied into where we'd never known who the
He's
fuck
the
he
one
was.
right after the Trump election that told women, he's like, we own you
yeah.
now.
No, back in the kitchen.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah,
Your body, my choice.
I ain't gonna say it.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, he literally said that in his podcast. Hey, ladies, your body, my choice. And I'm like, meet me in the street, dude. Meet me in the street.
Shapiro.
Can I say real quick? I'm gonna make this my last little comment here before I got it. But they y'all are spot on this whole white Christian nationalism
Yeah.
thing. I was reading an article and it's talking about how Christian extremist joins Trump's HUD secretary survey LA wildfire damage. Okay. So the first thing you got to think in your head, you're like, what is this about? I mean, why is it that we continually see these races surrounding themselves in Trump's cabinet members, right?
Mhm.
So, long story short, this guy apparently is a Christian singer. He had a failed congressional candidacy, and he has said that God has opened a massive door of opportunity to meet with this guy Turner. Now, Turner's the head of HUD, but the whole point of this is basically, his proximity to Turner, like the fact that he's even in that circle.
Uh-huh.
It tracks with, this ongoing trend about Christian nationalists celebrating their view that Trump's election will bring an end to the constitutional separation between church and state.
Mhm.
And we're seeing this in every department,
Who's that?
in one way or another. And Chris has touched on it.
Yep.
Look at Elon. I mean, with his Nazi gestures and the right wing apparatus in Germany and everything. I mean, these people are flat out racist. So we need to keep calling them out, and we need to keep asking them what they're even doing in
Right.
these circles because they have no roles. So I want to know who's invited.
Well, just for some background, I mean, Scott Turner was played 9 seasons in the National Football League with the Washington Redskins, the San Diego Chargers, and Denver Broncos. So maybe that.
Yeah, CTE.
And just for people who don't have a picture of Scott Turner, unfortunately, he is a man of color, and he is.
The house nigga of the week.
There you go. Man, God damn it, dude. I can't begin to. I mean, let's get a psychologist.
All right, dog. You
Hey,
take
bro,
it easy,
good to
in,
see
man.
you.
We see you next week, brother.
Yes, sir.
So yeah. Anyway, this Scott Turner dude, man, wow.
Well, and just I don't get how you can sit there and align yourself with anyone like Trump when you know he's gonna throw everybody under the bus as soon as shit goes down. Like,
As soon as he's done with you, it's a
No
wrap.
accountability.
And I mean, the
whatsoever.
thing is like Elon doesn't even see that. As soon as he's got all he can get out of you, your ass is going back to SpaceX.
Right.
Hell, you might as well go ahead and pack your bags and go to Mars because that's how far he gonna run your ass out of the country.
stories on the news this morning, they were talking about for the first time, Trump kind of like pushed back against Elon during like some meeting. He was like, the cabinet directors or whatever.
Yeah, they came so hard.
They have the authority to fire people. So like he was trying to like toe this line. So you already see kind of maybe some breakdown in their relationship that, you know, because I really do think that protesting and this stuff that with the pressure that citizens are putting on our elected officials, that's working.
It's working.
Because they're Republican, they're saying like stop cutting the benefits
Yeah.
of the VA
They
and
went hard
don't
at
like
Trump. The GOP went to that meeting with Elon Musk, and apparently Elon and Rubio really got into it, and Elon screamed at him, "You're not firing enough people." And he's like, "We're not going to do this." They
Right.
actually had an SNL skit about it last night. It was
oh
pretty
nice. Oh man, I
I'm
haven't
gonna
watched it
check
yet.
that myself.
Yeah.
funny. But yeah, it's. I really don't think Trump gives a shit. I think he's lame duck. I think he's also an idiot. I think that he was, say, like I said last week, he just wanted to get out of jail, and
Yeah.
now it's just like a game to him.
Right.
Who gives a shit? How much money can you give? My kid benefit the cause. He's also trying to leave some kind of weird legacy. He wants to be like
Right. The God.
Rockefellers.
Yeah.
greatest president ever.
Ugh.
Oh, he's so
Well,
gross.
you say that, and I say just because you pour syrup on shit don't make it pancakes.
You're
That's
damn
right. Unless
Yeah,
it's
it's,
Highland County maple syrup, then maybe.
See what you did there.
Yeah, but as far as getting back to white supremacy in the White House,
Yeah.
Yeah, the white, it's just one. I mean, he might as well just go out on the balcony of the White House and put the white hood on. And I feel like he could do it at this point, and CNN
She'll
would
be
be
fine.
right out there saying, "Well, President Trump had a lovely white hood on today," not even acknowledging.
I
that it's
mean,
a
like
plan.
you say that jokingly,
right.
but you say that jokingly, but I don't think his base would stop following him.
Definitely
then.
not.
I don't
I honestly
Oh,
don't.
he's not a Klansman just because he wore that hood. He
Yeah.
just had a hood on. It was
Right.
for the sun. Y'all know he has that hair, and he's black. Just happened to be pointy and white. That's
Yeah,
not hair. That's the kind of shit you would hear.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have to look at the tape and see if I thought that hat looked like. I haven't seen
yo, man.
the
He's
tape
the new
yet.
Jim Jones, man. I hate to keep
Uh-huh.
saying that shit,
Right.
but he is.
Definitely drink the Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid,
They
exactly.
definitely drink the
Get
Kool-Aid.
the brewing.
Oh goodness! Speaking of brewing, what was that?
I don't know.
This week. What was that? Gorgers. Down Georgers. This is totally off topic, so I'm gonna bring it back in, but I just caught it because we all enjoying these great THC infused drinks.
Never delicious.
Georgia are trying to make that shit illegal. The man said, I don't know the man's name, but on the television in Congress, the man said that drinking one of these, 10 milligrams, is like drinking 4 beers.
Nowhere near.
I'll tell you how I know that's a lie.
Get one beer.
You wanna know how I know it's a lie? Because if I drank 4 beers, y'all have to take me to the hospital.
Yeah, man, I'd be loopy. Yeah, me too. Not a drinker.
Well, and I definitely wouldn't
Can't
let any of
drink.
you guys drive home.
I
Like,
would hope
that's-
not.
4 beers? That's a lot.
Well, I'm
They
glad
said-
that they're
they said
passing
they're
laws
giving
like
us
that while
death-
the damn government's
death in a
being taken
can.
over.
That's what they
Exactly.
said,
Inch
death in a
by
can.
inch.
Giving them the weapon. I said, man, you know what? But anyway, that was,
Yeah, I'm
you know,
so
I
glad
had to
they're
put that in.
concentrating on what we're drinking down here in these states instead of actually like protecting the voters in Georgia would have been a good one.
Right?
Yeah, that would have been pretty good.
But yeah, so he's never hit his white supremacy views and the way he is. His dad was at the Klan rallies in Mississippi
right,
back
yep.
in the day.
Yep.
You can tell this by the way he's been. Apparently, there's a bunch of hidden tapes from The Apprentice of him saying the N word. No one even gives a shit because he's so atrocious now. It's like that's just another thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, so
But
we
I mean,
all
like I
believe it.
said
We
in the
don't need to see
beginning,
it.
like I said in the
Believe it.
beginning of the show, I mean, it's not that they would think it's bad because why would you think something that he's doing is bad that's the same shit that you do?
Mm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're behind, like I said, what people do behind closed doors, he's now putting in the forefront and he's making it the norm. So now they're comfortable with it. I'm telling you,
Genius with that.
Yeah.
don't get comfortable because I tell you what, I'll smack the fur off your face.
Yeah, right.
You
Yeah.
slam it off your face. Don't get it in your mouth.
We ain't going back so far, I'm telling you.
It ain't going so damn far. It ain't gonna happen the way it happened last time.
1995. That's as far back as we go. We ain't going back to 1957.
No.
No, to read. I'm reading this book right now called Good Reasonable People, The Psychology Behind America's Dangerous Divide. Got it out of the library, so free, go to the library. But I was reading it this morning and I kept telling my husband, like, oh my God, like the research out there, like this, they tell this one story of this man. He was a Jewish guy from Poland in, the 1940s. So he escaped to France and pretended to be a Frenchman, like changed his name. When they all got put into a camp because he was pretending to be French, they thought he was French. The German soldiers treated him okay, like gave him cigarettes, kind of palled around, kind of were kind of friendly. They all survived. All the French people survived. He got back to Poland. All of his friends and family were killed. And so he talks about, like, here's this German soldier, shared cigarettes with me, we became friends. But if he ever found out I was Polish, he would have killed me just like that. Like, and so this book is all about how your brain can trick you to killing your friend because of this strong belief that you might have. And I'm only not even halfway through it, but it's been really good.
We'll put that up.
So it's just been
so you can check that out.
just interesting to know that there's research behind it and almost like a reason for it. Like once you like start thinking like, why do people believe this? Why are so many Trumpers just so hard in? And they're like, this book talks about like, even you can show people facts and they'll just be like, nope. Because part of it is like, so if you start your day,
this has happened before many times.
Right. So it's
It's psychological, when you get into the psychological, and that's what we've got to do. We've got to dig in like that.
Right.
Because we're not going to get out of it until we figure out why.
That's exactly right.
Another one that my wife and I have read as of recent, and it's a good one, is On Tyranny. And it's by, let me see, who is that writer? Timothy Snyder. And it's a short read, but it is, it just talks about how tyranny happens and how quick it happens and how it's happened in history and how we're just repeating it again.
Yeah.
And so we'll put the links to that book. Thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
it was just, I had to put the book down after a while because I'm like,
It's too real. It's happening.
But you're right. I mean, we have to educate ourselves so we can have these conversations with people. I mean, I do think there are some people that we'll never get back. Like,
No.
they're so far gone, they're going to always believe these
true.
things. But, I jumped on a Zoom call with, he was a congressman in the 5th District, Denver Riggleman, and he was on the January 6th Commission. And he got a pardon from Biden, just in case Trump tries to come after him. And so he was saying on this Zoom, he's like, we don't have any time or space to be nice to these Trump folks. Like, we have to confront them about their beliefs. Wait, why do you believe that? Where did you see that? Give me your facts. Like, and not to back down and not to like give them a free pass just because you've known them your whole life. Like, this is a matter of life and death, like literally.
It is.
And so,
And it won't end with Trump.
right.
It won't end with Trump.
No, it'll be another one.
Right.
It's gonna be another one that's following the path that he's laying down.
Well,
Right.
J.D. Vance has that whole Opus Dei Christian background. He's a little deeper than Trump because he has
Exactly.
a mission.
Right. And he's young.
Trump's bullshitting the religion. J.D. Vance isn't.
Right.
I mean, right now, what Democratic candidates do we have that's coming up that could possibly be running in 4 years?
We've not.
And I mean, that's a problem. Like, we don't even have anybody on the Democratic side that's making enough noise to where they could actually combat the bullshit that Trump
Again,
has.
other than Bernie Sanders.
see,
Other
well,
than
Yeah,
Bernie
but
Sanders. And
the
he's not
thing,
gonna
yeah,
run for president again.
Bernie's always got a following. He's always making noise, but Bernie's
And
biggest
he's
problem
not gonna run again.
is his age. I mean, you can't think about running when you're knocking on death's door.
Right.
Yeah, Bernie's young and vibrant, but I mean, you one daggone Coca-Cola from a heart attack.
Right,
We
right.
have,
So-
we have some wonderful leaders on our side that would definitely be fantastic, but that's not what wins elections right
I mean,
And that two-party shit, the two-party shit is the problem.
That's always been a problem,
Right.
but Trump has turned this into a fucking game show,
Right.
TV show,
Right.
sports
Popularity
mentality.
contest.
Yeah, and until we
And I
can-
mean,
we
that-
got Obama did it.
That's his biggest thing is I feel like everybody that tunes into Trump, whether they agree with him or not, they see it as entertainment.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm
That's
not
a
going to
big
lie.
part of it, man.
I'm not going to lie. To some bitch funny.
Right.
He one of the best punchline comics out there.
Mm.
But I don't need a punchline comic. You know what I'm saying? Running
Right.
running the country.
Right.
Right.
Ian and I used to joke, "What are we gonna do when he's done? When he's gone?"
Yeah,
And now I wish I'd never said that. He ain't never
He
gone.
ain't
I think
never
we actually used to laugh and say he ain't never leaving.
Right.
I mean, that's almost
I
becoming
said
reality.
like I said last week, he said, "Vote for me, you never have to
Let's
vote
vote
again."
again.
Yep.
Yep.
So when does the when
My
does-
mind is-
so does
my
the
mind is not
population
leaving
become
that.
okay with that and just comfortable and just let it fucking happen like with Hitler? Because this is exactly go on and watch your Netflix
Uh-huh.
videos on Hitler and
Uh-huh.
all the documentaries you can, and you will see this is the exact
Well,
same. The public just becomes comfortable with it.
well, and
It
when you
just
think of the fact that
fades into it.
we're already a very
Can't do that here.
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
already an unengaged population already. We have maybe half the population shows up to vote. Totally nobody's paying attention to
it's the
state
most ever, and
elections,
it's still less
city
than
council, school board.
Oh.
Like a lot of people don't pay attention. So that's why it's so easy to take that
Well, now the-
stuff
Because
over.
they sell that bullshit on saying that, oh man, it's all fixed anyway. My vote don't matter
Right,
for real.
exactly.
There's so many
Yep.
reasons for people that have
Yep.
not to vote.
Yep.
And then they try to sell me on it. And I'm like, man, look, I might not always got along with the old man, but the one thing that he always threw at me and all my partners and my brothers is your black ass better vote just because of what the people before you had to
Uh-huh.
go through to give you that.
But
I
what'd
mean-
what'd your grandfather think though? Wasn't that different?
Well, my grandfather's been gone a long, long time. So
I was just wondering if it's generational as it's getting more, especially for people of color. The fact that their
I
vote
mean-
actually does count because I'm gonna tell you, man.
I don't know how it is
most of
generational
my-
or
I
nothing.
bet you half of my black friends are like, that don't matter.
Yeah, most of mine are.
And
It's
the-
just
the
that's
young
just
cats,
how my
the
father
young cats
was.
especially are like,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no.
you know. So I already knew, like on my 18th birthday, I was gonna be somewhere voting for something.
That's all.
It was just like with my old man. That's what it was too. Like if you're not a felon and you live in my house, you either gonna have a job, you gonna go to school, one
That's
of the two.
awesome.
And when November roll around, your ass gonna vote
That's
for
awesome.
some damn body.
Uh-huh.
It's just what it was.
Yeah. I
So,
mean,
Oh, go ahead, Rob. My bad.
I almost lost my train of thought. But yeah, the reason that Trump is able to keep, you know what I'm saying, his momentum rolling is because he's convinced everybody that any news that you watch on TV is fake news and it's all lies and propaganda from the Democratic Party. So as long as he can keep them uneducated
Yeah,
in the shit that he does, it's easy for him to manipulate how they think
that's heavy,
because
but it's true. That's exactly.
It-
Might as well get rid of
it's all
some
manipulation.
education on top of it.
Oh, then
exactly.
they
No,
locked Auntie Maxine out.
no,
They locked
That's
Auntie
because
Maxine out.
You know the schools are coming out with the new history books, right?
I bet you they are.
Yeah,
I bet
they're
they
coming
are.
out with the new history books, and they're having, I guess, a daggone kind of like a town hall for parents to come and actually read the history books to see what's in it.
Oh, we're there. We are there.
You know, I mean,
That.
yeah, but you're not going to be able to change what's in it. So
Well,
you
it
might
is-
be able to go read and see
Man,
what it
this
is.
shit getting ready.
But
to
I feel
set
like I
off.
feel like at this point, the way our history is, it's nowhere near what the truth is, and the stuff that is the truth is only half of the story. So I feel like history should now be an elective class, and it should be taught from the dirt. Like
Yeah.
if you want your kids to remain stupid and dumb about how American history is, don't put them in the class. If you want your kids to actually understand how this country came to be, where the people who are in this country came from, and where we are now as a society and how we got here, then you put them in history class. Your kid can either be an ignorant dumbass for the rest of his life, or he can actually know how this country was founded
Right.
and know how the people that's here came to be here.
Right.
Ugly truth.
The
Right,
ugly truth.
right.
The shackles that's on the Statue of Liberty's feet.
Yeah.
The broken chain that's down in storage that used to be on her wrist in place of the daggone whatever it is that she holds in her left hand that's supposed to be a book.
The Ken Burns PBS truth, the real truth.
Right,
Exactly.
right,
Ugly.
right.
The fact that the Statue of Liberty was not
The Roots version.
was
The
not
fact that she's a disease packing bitch right now.
well, the thing is the Statue of Liberty was, you know what I'm saying, given to us as you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, from France, right?
Yeah, from France, but it was given to us to symbolize the end of slavery. Like that's the original purpose of it.
And that didn't work out too good for me.
Well, they try to hide that, but yeah.
All right, man, we're going to take a break and we're going to come back with the outtakes, all right? I'm going to tell y'all about it. All right, welcome back to the Politics Podcast. We have reached the end of the day. I hate this time because it means we got to wait a whole another week to conjugate. You know what I mean? So we're going to do the outtakes, man. Anyone want to take the floor here? You know?
I'll start off just because we've got these postcards sitting around.
Sweet.
So I don't know what protest group it is. So I apologize for not being able to give credit to somebody where the credit is due. But I saw it online where everybody's supposed to send postcards to Donald Trump and Elon Musk, our co-presidents, put them in the mail on March 15th. So they hopefully all arrive around the same amount of time. But yeah, send postcards and keep fighting the fight.
I think I'll do another quote this week. Since Rocky mentioned the Statue of Liberty, why not give you the quote off of the bottom of that? Because I think maybe half of America doesn't realize what this says. And give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. That wasn't for people who just lived here. That was for people who were forced to come here, who stayed and fought and were persistent and got their freedom. I can't believe in 2025 I'm still having to be an ally to this great people who are still fighting for their freedom. It's ridiculous. I thought we came a whole lot further than we've come. Some of us live in a world where we have reached that goal, where it's not that hard to love people no matter what they do, they look like, how they live. You know, we all, it's not hard for a lot of us. Some of you need some real soul searching. Some of you need to stop hiding behind Jesus and God and hating on people. This country still stands for what it's always stood for, free. It's been it was not settled well. It was not settled right. We definitely squashed out a people, and we don't acknowledge that enough.
Yeah.
It seems like we have a real bad habit here. And I know my generation has worked hard to break this habit. I know this habit is breakable, and we work for it every day. I just want to say that I'm here for the fight, and I love my brothers and sisters of color, and there is no divide between us. And let's get it. Let's keep fighting. We'll get there. We'll get there.
I don't got too much, but to kind of piggyback off what Christian said, I hope there is a time that we can actually get there across the board. Not just those of us who are middle of the road or at the bottom, but from the bottom to the top, we get to a place to where we all are actually equal in all aspects of life. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's sexual orientation, skin color, daggone, race, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're all equal, and we're not looked down upon by somebody who assumes that they're in a higher position or of higher status than we are. But yeah, I mean, until that day, I hope I see it get here at 46 years old. I'm not sure that I will, not at the rate we're going. I mean, hell, by the time Trump get out of office, I'll be almost 50. I hope. Motherfucker might be here longer than that.
Right.
But I mean, that's a scary thought, for real.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, we kept it kind of tame for y'all this week. You know what I'm saying? We tried to cut down on the cussing. Show was a little bit low energy.
It's so
It was a little bit low energy. We missing one of the team members, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see what's popping for next week, and we'll see if we can get it cranked up and keep y'all viewing.
Yeah.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe.
I like to say that every time.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm looking at empty can of
That's pretty good.
California lemonade. So that means we at the end of the show. Like I said, yeah, I just appreciate everybody checking us out. Keep on checking us out because we're gonna keep doing what we do. I ain't gonna give y'all no shit, but catch me next week and I promise I'll tell y'all about it. Peace.